the fact that we both looked at Miracle when we say Evo's on that draft, hoping to get a reaction
It's
from
clean!
it.
I like it!
It's clean, it's broad. Let's get into our final best of 3 10K. It's gonna be Phoenix on blue side versus Evo's Legends on the red side.
Looking at it so far, early on, again, this is one of the reasons I actually agree with you. Mid-control. Mid-control is the #1 prio, I would say, for Evo's Legends because of how they play. That brand-centric playstyle, you can expect Evo's Legends to play around that gold lane already, even for the first minute on, but they're actually going for a chicken little invade here. Oh, they get the knock-up on. That's going to be goal picked up by Hijume. A good steal on the invade, getting Feiyan, not as much XP and space to play with. Now, it should be a contestant lethal Wanderers. Royal Milk actually loses out that trade and Taz set up the Rentry battle here. Feiyan will choose to save it for later.
It's interesting to see, right? We didn't get to see Dreams immediately move on to the EXP, try to rush that level 2 to make something happen. Instead, they want to maintain this control. They want to save, they want to fight for every single one of these POIs on the map as long as it's in the river.
Yep, it's man-to-man defense, essentially, what's happening. So again, from the draft to the early game, you see that Phoenix and EVOS respect each other. Looking at how things have started, oh, Brands is just settling in. Oh, wait!
Oh, Phantom Execution up top! You thought they were going to play for the gold lane, but Evos, they've evolved.
This builds on the fact that Brands built up them pants. He got seal leg plate, so even if they rotate towards him, he'd be fine. But all the more, the beacon, the threat levels are much higher now in the XP lane. Oh no, this is going to be an amazing ramp up for Brands from the early to mid.
The question is, when is he going to unlock it, right? When is Psychots going to be able to move out of that lane comfortably? Now that multiple angles have been achieved in level 4 as well, Psychots, this could be really big. He could snowball off of this if he gets another kill.
Okay, Black Dragon form already from Psychots. It's not the Petrify. Hijume already now trying to flank, goes in. That's a Petrify locked in onto the Edith. Jax is taking very low. The rough wave does not connect with the Rentry. It's still going to be secured by Feiyan as he's able to walk out. Royal Milk now does the Bravest Fighter. That's a double man knockout. And the Without Blast to lock them down. Royal Milk still fighting, sustaining back up, giving some damage, but in the end will be forced to use the flicker. And even that isn't enough to take him out.
Beautiful, beautiful play coming in from Evo's Legends. They recognize that, hey, Turtle, not that big of a deal. EXP, that's not what we care about. It's all about snowballing and gaining this early momentum. And speaking of which, Psychots did get that initial kill, did get another kill for himself, so that lane is essentially over.
Yep, Turtle is amazing, especially if you can convert from it, but they paid the price. It was so expensive, and eventually they couldn't even capitalize, which led to a 1,000 gold lead in 3 minutes, which, folks, by the way, let me just say, is significant. That is impactful, and much of it might not be on the gold lane where you want it, but yeah, it's on the man of the hour currently, or the minute in this case. It's on Psychots. Psychots going to force out Royal Milk into being a comfortable XP laner, and what will that say for the rest of the map for Phoenix?
That's the thing, right? They lose tempo, they lose priority, and Phoenix, especially with a composition that wants to unlock this Beatrix from that bottom side, farm as much of that gold plating as they can, and then transition up the top to do the exact same thing. Now, that game plan has to take a step back. They need to start stabilizing, and they need to start finding openings in this defense from Evo's Legends.
They're doing it quite well right now. The little, I would say subverting of expectations early on really worked. Royal Milk definitely didn't expect the crazy early gank from Taz, whereas, again, Evo's Legends, they usually play strong side gold. Both these teams actually do usually play strong side gold. Royal Milk, 0-2 down already. This is significantly going to impact Phoenix and how they actually tackle the next few neutral objectives.
It's really difficult. Royal Milk is known as one of their anchors. He's one of the 3 that don't rotate out in their 7-man lineup. And I'm used to seeing him play glue, but now he's on the Lapu. What an early switch up.
This is great from Evo's, because they know Psychots is ahead. He's significantly ahead. He's going to make so much more impact by this Turtle fight compared to Brands, who still needs his 2 items.
Now you bully Benny.
That's a great way of putting it. But now, the Turtle dance, this is going to be very important here.
Okay, Psychots now with Black Dragon form once again with that lead. Bravest Fighter responded over. Feiyan going to be engaged on right now. The Petrify double on it. That's going to be time securing the Turtle as Feiyan will fall. The hands of Hijume. A double stun comes in with a RWM on top of it. Hijume still able to escape with this Ocean Oddity. And it's going to be a knock-up and a clean disengage from Evos.
Really good call coming in from Evos. They were targeting the down Feiyan. They still remembered, okay, Feiyan technically stole away the Turtle the very first time. We're not going to let him do it a second time. Luckily, they didn't even trade kills back to Phoenix.
We keep talking about the XP laner. We keep talking about the gold laner, right? Those side lanes. But we forgot. Hijume is lethal, especially against that Eve, especially against a Walk. This is a miserable matchup, and that's why you're seeing Walk here. Yes, no deaths, but this is a matchup that you wouldn't want 9 times out of 10. Going up against Akadira as an Eve is miserable, and that's what's explaining this, yes, relatively early Ice Queen wand, given that Bok is rocking Bargain Hunter, but looking at Nijume, looking at how that's affecting Psychots on the Yu Zhong. Dude, he's almost building up to the next core item after the Hunter Strike. He now has free reign. If Benny doesn't build up to maybe more pants or maybe an early win chant, it's dangerous. This is going to be more bully. Oh, and they answer back with a switch again.
And even if Benny does go for an early win chant, it's not really going to be effective for him because he's not going to be able to reach that mid-game power spike that you so desperately need on the Beatrix.
Yeah, you're just delaying what your composition wants to do. You want to seize down, you want to start hitting turrets as soon as possible, but they don't have that momentum anymore. Now the question is, what do they do to slow this down? Because I feel like this is where Phoenix starts to get hurt a lot, because if you're thinking about pairing both Romer styles, more importantly, the heroes overall, Lolita just has way more in her arsenal.
And that's exactly why... Oh, wait!
Wow, full engage deck still able to disengage with the onward, perfectly timed to catch Nijume off. Phoenix, just like that, got an advantage right before the final
Jack's hurt bad. Jack's hurt me.
He did. And again, I think this is building up on the concept of subversion of expectations. We were expecting that Phoenix had a better box. No, they just had to surprise Vivas, and now third turtle up.
Oh, still gonna be Taz who takes it away. Clean escape as well. The boy genius from Indonesia.
Beautiful play coming from Taz, able to dodge literally 2 abilities at once with the Thorn Rose, but now Benny finally activating the game plan that Phoenix has been looking to do for so long, but it's still 1 step behind EVOS, right? They've already cracked down at the bottom tier 1, topside tier 1 is taken away by trade, and now the switch-ups are coming in.
I love it. We really haven't talked about Taz much on this 7-minute bout. He's an amazing workhorse. Like, you don't even have to really look at him much, and he's doing work. Despite it being a winning situation or a losing situation, hell, this could be what? 13-1 in favor of Phoenix, and Taz will still be doing his job. So this is just par for the course.
Honestly, I love the fact that we came up with the term subverting expectations so early on, because that is a legitimate theme here from both of these, from both representatives.
Speaking of subversion, look at Lancelot on Taz. You don't usually build War Axe so soon, unless maybe it's because of the buff to the item, but usually you want to build maybe 1 or 2 more tank items, and then War Axe. But I think Taz understands, you gotta build up the tempo. I want to kill dudes, man. Well,
Thunderbelt
in the game. There you go, Thunderbelt!
Speeding up. This is all about tempo, right? Now, EVOS, they want to make sure that we can't really do much about it. No, there's no reason to fight, right? 44 seconds until the Lord actually spawns, so good decision from both sides not to get into an early battle.
It's really a very different EVOS Legends than one that I am used to seeing, right? France is completely weak side now. They literally haven't rotated to Brands at all. So quiet! He has been so quiet, and for Phoenix, they've actually been forced to respond and play towards Royal Milk, which they are definitely not comfortable doing.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have seen my own fair share of Phoenix games. They've been in the same situation before. Like, they have lost the early game, they've lost the mid game, and somehow come back. But do note, a lot of those games, Feiyan wasn't a scaling hero. Feiyan wasn't an Alice. Him on the Fredrin here, and putting all of their eggs in the Benny and Mock basket, I'm not so sure. It's not too late, but this isn't a good position. I wouldn't say this is something favorable for Phoenix.
Look, if there's anybody I have to believe in here, it's an EXP laner that can play make and Royal Milk. He has to be that guy. If we're looking for a big stun, he's got to hit 2 or 3 people if he wants to turn the tide for his team.
Well, Brand so far is still free farming in the bottom lane, finally rotating up top. Royal Milk and Mock now trying to just clear out that mid wave. Breath of Ocean will be used up. Nijume now with a petrify as well. Royal Milk can be bursted down before the turtle or the Lord even gets slow. Jack to onward now, only on to Dreams at the full burst. 3 ultimates committed instantly. Jack still doing some damage with the Primal Wrath. Now it's going to be blazing quick throughout the mid wave, but he's going to have to take a lot of damage in return from the Nibiru's passion. Brand still trying to go for the basic attacks. Mock going to force him out of it. Got another image used up now. It's going to be time. He's going to be gunned down. He's still able to escape Cyclops. Jumps in the midst. Now he's 1v4. Jumps in with Fear Side once again. The red tree should be collected, and yes, it does by Feiyan. Most Legends are still trying to walk their prey down, but the Phoenix are fallen out.
All right. Whoa. Oh boy, my stomach is churning right now. It is very uncomfortable here. Phoenix are able to get this one. This might be able to equalize the goal for all well, all that early game might be tumbling down for EVOS if they can convert this well. That's a big assumption. Because so far, the way that we've seen Taz playing, you mentioned it, the workhorse, this guy is putting in hours. He is making sure this team is comfortable. 2 levels at the same time.
Gideon, number 1, you gotta get that check. And second, it's not too late for Phoenix. Despite the expensive trade on Benny, I think getting the Lord here, enhancing their minion wave, makes the map a little more comfortable. It doesn't get them out of the woods, yes, but it will allow for these rotations for brands to be more all the more expensive, all the more full committal. Right? See, look, brands knows they have a Lord. I can't go in deep here. So yeah, so far I can expect the late to be kind of favorable. I think it's not that bad.
This is the thing about Lapu, right? Something that can completely just be punished. He's going to be caught now. Wow! Beautiful RWM combo with a Fei and taunt. Was able to lock him down. Brands now is very, very careful. Fan already just sandwiching him here to provide the space necessary to take that tier 1 down. Alright, they get the tier 1, no problem. But what is the Lapu? Yeah, again, Lapu, this is the weaknesses that he his weakness that can be exploited. Actually, for EVOS Legends, they're always split with brands where, you know, Royal Milk can't actually go 1v1 there. He's not a mobile hero where he can actually help his team whilst also clearing out the assignments.
It's one of those things where you have to just like outplay your opponent, and against someone like Claude who's just so easily, especially with EMI, right? It's such an easy ability to time. It's tough to manage to catch somebody out with the stun. For now, the best that I can say is that EVOS Legends, what they want to do right now is to basically just play for these neutral objectives, right? Not even taking the neutral objectives, but fighting by it. Phoenix, on the other hand, they need this Lord to be that workhorse for them, to get them that lead, to start pushing into the enemy base.
All said and done, about 12 minutes in, 2K, 3K down for Phoenix. This could have been much worse, specifically with the fact that Mok and Benny aren't rocking Purifies. See all the CC from EVOS, so they've been picking fights very well, very carefully. If anything, it's Brands who has been protecting himself very well, despite there not being much action from Phoenix, because a lot of their fights here have been counter-initiates, have been surprise pickoffs. So yeah, I think we're yet to see the full rise of Phoenix.
Funny enough, I actually wanted to start saving a couple of pointers for specifically Brands. Like, I miss the old Brands, you know? He was able to kind of be self-sufficient. He was able to really start popping off. But now, we get to see him so early on. Take that off the checkbox.
A lot of people have already tried to make assumptions, right? Especially when EVOS Legends right before MSC have been losing a whole lot in other tournaments. Are they saving their strat? And certainly it does look like they are a different EVOS Legends right now with Jax actually baited in. That's the Petrify connecting, and the rough wave is enough to burst them down with help of Brads. Now it's going to be a full commit inside. Taz will be able to dash all the way to the back line, not able to find Betty, but Mok will fall to the Petrify that Cyclops places onto him. Lord traded in for 2 members.
The old Brands is back, Leo! The old Brands is back!
Oh, nothing comes for free and nothing comes easy for Phoenix. Oh wait, you're looking for something.
They're not going to take it. They're not going to take it. You just have to let it go, right? It's a good conversion coming in for EVOS, but at the end of the day, it's more than power minions. You still got to play the macro game.
All right, I was saying, it's never free. It's never easy for Phoenix. But at some point, this is going to be diminishing returns. At some point, EVOS has to understand killing them is not enough. They're willing to take the trade. Earlier it was Benny. This time around, it was Mok and Jex. Maybe they could have avoided that Jex kill. So that's what's one problem I'm seeing now for Phoenix. They don't have very good vision. But oh look!
Oh, good pickup. There he do it! Gets some of the rough waves just buried right now. Taz gonna be able to dive in the back, and Benny will fall! That's again the Furious dive by Cyclops and Brands! With the blazing duet! Melts the back down! Taz picks up the kill, and EVOS Legends have fended off another Lord push.
They heard you. They heard you, Leo. They're like, yes, it's not just about finding those conversions. It's not just about finding those kills, but converting those kills into something that's palpable, something that is going to help them win that game. And they are just inches away from another inhibitor turret.
That and the whole vision reach situation. You saw very clearly.
Yeah.
It was less vision, more about reach. Phoenix has to be honest about their engagements. Phoenix has an amazing box. Phoenix has amazing zoning. But unless you're the first there or you shock EVOS into playing into your placement and your zoning, you got nothing. And that's what EVOS has. I think Hegeman has been conditioning Phoenix. The last 2 deaths he has was all about, okay, I think they can go this far. I think they can go this deep. And then he'll tell the rest of the team, this is worth taking.
He's finding his distancing, right? And I think now that he's got a very good sense of it, the second thing that he has to worry about is the box. Because the last time he died, it's not just about the onward, right? He figured out the onward, but if the box stops his rough waves mid-animation right at the edge of the RWM, he's in a lot of trouble with the follow-up from Bayan.
Okay. Looking at how far Mok has gone. That's an Eve that hurts. I'd like to say that's good enough, but yep, at 15 minutes, he can start juggling. If it comes down to it, fast fingers, pick up on him one hand. Oh, Royal Milk!
He's looking for it. Royal Milk perfectly placed. Bravest Spider, well played to get out of that cheeky little pickoff that Evo's Legends were setting up for.
But Phoenix instantly going to punish this right now. Send 5 members over to my EXP laner. I'm going to take mid tier 1, and now they finally have access to the enemy. Royal Milk, he went back in.
You see that?
3 basic attacks, I counted it. Brands was able to get him to a quarter. Jex now all alone, caught again. The Pure Dive and the Petrified locking him down, giving up blast as well. Brands in the back, dealing some damage. Zoning Betty away with Winning Nature, but Jex is still alive somehow. That's gonna be the Razor Scratch, locking him down. Psychos not able to find Benny as he's able to flicker out. Brands finds the immortality in time, and look at that, it's still gonna be Taz who picks up a double kill. Benny going back now to the render. He wants to try to snipe some people down, trying to provide some vision for the team. He shoots it out, doesn't connect onto anyone. Evo's Legends still have the control on the Lord. It seems like Phoenix will be forced to concede.
This is the situation we were hoping to see coming up for Evo's Legends. They want to fight the Lord. They want to fight around this pit. And Phoenix, unfortunately for them, when they don't have that sort of position, then they're forced to go back into the jungle in these choke points, which Cyclops really benefits from, and as well as
even in an open field, Mok and Benny's path of movement is a choke point.
Yep.
It's so scary. I was looking at the map, and here we'll see in the replay how well Yujume cordoned off the rest of Phoenix. And yes, Mok did pop off his RWM, ult came out, everything but the kitchen sink, right? But what's scary is the fact that Evos are still outgunning Phoenix. And even if you can't find the right timing, it's too little too late. Jax and Royal Milk are out, you have no frontliners. Mok and Benny couldn't do anything. Oh wait, what happened?
Benny, well, Royal Milk is next on the chopping block. Evo's Legends are just running wild inside of the base without the Enhanced Lord, which is still marching down in the bottom lane. Evo still have the resources necessary to look for another siege.
Wee bit messy, 2 for 2.
2 for 2, but not exactly the most worthwhile, right? We're losing a gold laner and an EXP laner compared to a roamer and a gold mid. And I think it's very good for Evo's to
Definitely.
2 for 2. Definitely.
Poking him down right now, dodging away from the Razor Scratch. And being able to see that go on to the Lord. Taz, the fast hands. Come back and forth, trying to buy some time as France is in that top side, able to take that base turret down. It's always so annoying. Evo's Legends is splitting it up, making Phoenix look.
Brad doesn't sweat.
He's incapable. He's incapable.
18 minutes, he has no sweat glands in this game.
It's disgusting how far he's gone in this game. How much he's been allowed to get away with, in a matter of fact. Just for the fact that Evo just has tempo, right? Just one step ahead, 1 beat ahead of Phoenix, making the difference here.
Time and space, I think. Time and space is what bought Brands this 18-minute game. Sitting at 2-0-4, just pushing to his heart's content. Given the fact that Cyclops decided to go, yeah, I'm going to go double time in here early. I'm going to give Royal Milk a welcome to MSC. And that's what bought this 18 minutes, 6 to 13, for almost 8K gold lead. Yeah, Phoenix has won a couple of Lords, but again, there was not much conversion. They were trading bodies for it, and I think Evos understood the economy.
They really understand the economy because Brands has actually sold his shoes. He bought Rose Gold Meteor, so he's going to rely fully on his passive to get that mobility.
Barefoot. Barefoot Brands.
Barefoot 5-stack clawed Brands. That's the thing right now. And, you know, let's press the
you better watch out if your enemies are rolling head and full top scene. This is the way.
It's a very good way, in a matter of fact, right? He has been moving time and time again. Like, again, you have to be a very confident marksman to go in blazing the wet straight away. You're gonna pop that Wisdom Mage to hopefully get resources out of Benny. He doesn't even reflect, he just puts down a half. And only when he sees Cyclops does he drop that Wisdom Mage. So you gotta give it to him. Right now, Evos, they're just fishing for utility from the side of Phoenix. When Benny doesn't have his Wisdom, when Benny doesn't have his Wisdom Nature, that's when you're gonna see Evos get a little bit spicy.
So, oh my god, that damage! What is that damage, Brands? Oh, just takes him out. Still waiting there, he's looking for a Jex. Oh, Jex finds the onward, and Pure Shatter, good Purify out. Looked very, very scary. But now with no Purifying, that is a valuable piece of information that Phoenix will definitely use right right now as they push the pace into that Lord pit. They're ready to clear down Psychon's already position himself to go for a flank. Most Legends, he's still going to try to 50-50. There's Taz already jumping in. No 50-50. They want to fight. The back line going to be targeted down. Psychon's diving deep. Whoa! But it's going to be the flicker to bait him in the RWF as Brand jumps in with a blazing weapon. After the final Brand needs some damage. Brand loses his immortality. But now he escaped. He faced the team. Now Taz on Benny to find some time. Very Yang can be able to escape right now as Brand will lose his immortality. Royal Milk not able to find that range right now. But it's going to be with an nature. Benny! He's still able to cut away. Taz falls. That's a shutdown for Benny. He's looking for more. Dreams will fall as well. He has the immortality here to buy a bit more time. Phoenix, they might have turned it around.
They've done it. They finally pushed this out, finally getting their full builds, and finally got able to use their abilities.
It's a big money 2-for-1. And yeah, they shrank that gold lead almost by half, and they're gonna go for it. They're gonna make a blitz for this Lord. They are missing Taz, they're missing Dreams for half a minute.
They really need to. Why aren't they? They don't have the choice. They really don't. They're trying to speed this up, but Benny, he's got to be extremely careful.
Uh-oh. Though Benny doesn't have the flicker, able to dodge away right now. Good positioning by Benny. Jack's gonna lose his life, but that's gonna be the suppressed by the winner function. Fei Yan with the red tree. Will he be able to do it? He's not gonna do it. Oh my God! It's not Fei Yan. He falls, and Jax becomes the hero for Phoenix.
The Jax of all trades, the master of none, but only his fate. Did you see that? 2K ahead. EVOS is now trembling. What went wrong? We were in control. They went for a 2-for-1. We killed the Fredrin, but Phoenix still got the Lord.
Let's look at the instant replay one more time here. This long, drawn-out fight forced out every single one of the cooldowns from both sides. And Benny, the fact that he was able to outplay, the fact that he gets to live, the
without the cuties.
Oh, it's a different Benny.
It's a Benny with an eye.
This is their in Korean culture called their maknae, their youngest member, and they are proud of him. They are proud of him.
Welcome to the family.
He's a prodigy. I love it. Now he's showing himself. Now he's introducing himself to the greater MLBB community.
It's hot. He is hot stuff. The Benny name, I can't wait to go on to ranked game to see everybody call themselves some variation of Benny.
Oh man, that was an absolutely phenomenal team fight to watch. And Evo's Legends now is still the same, right? Brand's just been cycling and juggling those items, clean off the rest. They've already completed most of their items. You can only see for the Fredrin, I believe that's just the immortality that he sold.
Yeah, he's juggling. He's building up to something else. I'd say possibly more physical defense, using the Twilight armor to save himself from Hijuma here. But something to note, alright? Something to note. We are going into the comfort zone of both teams. Both teams are notorious for taking it to the ultra uber late game, right?
Man,
so hunker down. This is Saturday night MLBB.
Now, the early game plan doesn't matter anymore. It's not about sieging. It's not about none of that. It's all about getting those fights, focusing on how many resources that you can actually have and playing this war of attrition. It's going to be long and drawn out here because both sides, the cooldowns are getting longer and longer as time passes by.
We're past TikTok timers.
We're past it already, and I'm honestly sorry, man. Like,
why?
Burnix Flash Onyx, I thought that was going to be the best series of the day. Turns out we have this now, and I really hope, please, give us the first full 3-game series.
Yeah, hold my sting, right? Hold my sting. You haven't seen Phoenix EVOS yet.
Oh boy. 42 more seconds until the next Lord is going to spawn, and in the meantime, I mean,
I'm sorry, with the way that they're playing, man, I don't doubt this might go 30.
It probably will go 30, I'll be honest with you. I don't see either one of these teams wanting to make that first move, right? They're looking at the roamers, and I think it's probably going to be on Dreams, who's trying to find that big Moon blast to kind of set it up for the rest of the team. I think for the side of the teams, right? I think they can play a little less responsive. They want Eagles to make that first move.
Whoa. Is that Queen's Wings? Oh, alright, there you go. Alright, Twilight Armor, get out of here. Queen's Wings is the way. He needs that for the lifesteal, the skill vamp.
Yeah, you want to get the Appraiser's ramp so big that it gets back to 100%. That's the idea. But now, this is the big POI. Alright. Let's see how they set this up, because the waves aren't exactly managed very well right now.
4 immortalities from both of the sides, I believe, right now. No, only 3 immortalities for Evo's Legends. Brands, again, that's the damage that you need to respect. He's already able to dish out so much damage onto Royal Milk, forcing the regeneration.
What that's going to do is it's going to reset the information on Royal Milk. He's clearing the wave now, but I give the advantage to EVOS. EVOS has a positional advantage. I'm not too sure if Phoenix knows that Dreams and Hijuma are here.
at that wave up top, right? They're just waiting for it to crash. They're waiting and they're building it up. That slow push is definitely going to hurt Phoenix here. Fayan might have to go for a commitment here. The whole team might have to go for it because it's either that or they concede the Lord with that top lane push. But Evo's Legends, they go face first. Best way to be popped in. Benny's still going to be able to find that back. Petrify locked in onto it. Fayan going to be able to find the kill right now. The stun connects on the pass. Now Fayan leaving Retribution. He doesn't even need to 50-50 in. Who gets it? It's Fayan with the Retri. Benny now gunning ties down to pick up a double. And it's an absolute disaster for Evo's Legends.
Make that a triple. It's 3 for none. Plus the Lord on the way.
Oh, the split-second call just wasn't good enough. Everybody was on a different page. Everybody was in a different situation, and the game state has changed. Dreams and Rand's the only one to defend this.
DNB.
Oh my God.
Phoenix now still in that base, trying to march it down. Has one Cannon in Dreams. Needs to stop it from happening, but the miscommunication will be the death of them. They need to coordinate perfectly here. Dreams able to do so right now, but a mini wave crashing down again will mean that there is nothing they can do. They need to out of the back, but the base will simply just be